Hello guys and welcome to the Parody Podcast show hosted by me, Rachel Evans, aka the Human Barbie. Let's get straight into today's episode. I'm filming late in the evening again, and I think looking at my previous podcast, I was very sleepy, so I've got more hyped up now for this episode. I'm going to continue talking about my diet and training update because as I'm training, I want to keep it real and let you guys know what I'm doing so that if you're working out, you can check in with me and feel motivated or focused. And again, one of the key things for me now is motivation isn't what it's all about. It's about discipline. And for example, I had 2 days off from the gym. And then on the third day, I thought, okay, I'm going to do a workout. I did a 50-minute Stairmaster level 7 and I did glutes, hams and quads, leg press, all of them, leg machines. Anyway, another day I'll talk about all of my training program in general. But for now, I just want to talk about the mindset in the gym as we're in January. And I just want to say, if you're feeling not motivated, ditch this idea that you have to be motivated. Tony Robbins said, and I give credit to him, it's not about motivation. People think that you've got to be motivated to do things in your life for success. A lot of the time, it's not motivation, it's the opposite. It's lack of motivation, but just doing it anyway, and that's called discipline. So I'm focusing on discipline for 2025 to get my training done. And some days I'm not motivated. I might be in my head motivated, but my body's not motivated. I'm not hyped up. You know, I might have a coffee at 5 o'clock if I know I've got to be in the gym at 7:15. I'm like, oh my God, you know, get myself hyped up. But I've learned this very valuable discipline. So I'll think, I don't want to go. I don't feel like it. I'm so tired. This is how my mindset works, right? I'm thinking I want to chill out at home. I've had a busy day at work. I might have been in London. I might have had meetings, running around doing errands as well. And I pack in as much as I can into my working day. And then in the evening, obviously I'm single, so I come home to myself. Sorry, I've just had red meat burger and I've got something on my tongue. Okay. So when I get home, walking up the stairs, I'm like, I don't want to go to the gym. I've got no motivation. So literally I will change out of my day clothes. I usually wear gym kind of outfits anyway, but if I've got my long grey coat on, I'll take that off and put my gym jacket on, because sometimes I don't want to take my bags with me to the gym. I don't want to check it in. I just want to get on the machines and train and, you know, just throw a key in my pocket with a lipstick, of course. And so that's my mindset. But the mindset is this: don't let things weigh you down. It could be that you've been out all day, you've got bags, you're tired. Give yourself a few minutes to recalibrate and then just literally get your car key and keys, whatever you carry, and just jump into your gym outfit and get in the car, go to the gym. Now, some people do work out at home. I have got that luxury because I have very medium to low weights at home, but that's if I'm not doing cardio. So most days I will have to do a double workout, which is cardio on the Stairmaster. So my weight now is 52.4 kilos. So I like to be light, and 52 kilos is my perfect weight. It's less pressure on my joints. I don't have knee pain. I don't have a lot of back pain. You know, over the years, I've had sports injuries like we all do as we age as well. As an ex-athlete, I've had sports injuries and I've had to recover. And then you have to know, okay, I just feel like my body is suited to being skinny fit with building a sculpted, muscular, very lean muscle frame. Now, I understand that people who are watching this podcast are going to be looking at it thinking, I don't look like Rachel's body shape. It doesn't matter. I say everyone and anyone can do what I'm doing. So whatever your body shape, whatever your fitness goals, you can follow in my footsteps by taking the first step, which is what I've always said, take the first step into fitness. It's all about the mindset, and maintaining your gym mindset is all about the brain as well. Now, I do give a lot of credit to the Bikini and the Brain with Coach Adam and Ashley Kotwasser. And interestingly, recently they both on their stories reposted my story, which said, great video guys, for their first podcast of 2025. It was a gym recap. It was a recap of 2024 for January 2025. Obviously, we're in the middle of January now, and I was really like blown away. I was like, oh my God, yes. But the fitness industry is a very small industry, and most of us have heard of each other at some point. Anyway, so that's really lovely. And so I continue to be inspired by Coach Adam and Ashley Kotwasser. Again, the discipline bell that went off in my head was thanks to Ashley Kotwasser. She said it's about discipline. I remember the moment that I remember listening. It was a light bulb moment. I was standing at London Bridge station, getting on the overhead train, come back to where I live, And it was a busy rush hour. I was tired. I was really exhausted. And I thought, I've got to go to the gym. So I will always play Ashley Cotwasser on the podcast and Coach Adam, even if it's background noise. I don't want to hear other people on the train. I'm just that kind of person, guys. I lock myself away in my world, which is listening to music or being creative or listening to podcasts. So I was standing at London Bridge Station, I think it was in December. And yeah, it was before the new year. I can't remember exactly when, guys, because time's flying so quickly, don't you think, as well? Leave it in the comments if you think this year is already going quickly. Anyway, so the moment that I remember the penny dropping, or the light bulb moment of how it's important to not be bothered by motivation, but instead to be bothered by discipline. Discipline is everything. I cannot press this subject home to you guys harder than I'm doing right now, because it's a daily struggle. Discipline is not a daily struggle. Motivation is a daily struggle. So discipline is, I'm going to do it even though I'm tired. I'm going to do it even though I'm running late. I'm going to do it even though I don't feel like doing it. And I'm going to do it anyway, because it's in your schedule to do the training. Within the first 10 minutes of training, I'm so elated that I actually did it, because against all odds, sometimes everything in the day is like going against me. Going to the gym, I'm like, I've got to do it. Oh my God. You know, with our busy diaries, our busy schedules, our busy family lives as well. And discipline gives me a euphoric feeling. And that's what I want to share with you guys today. I never knew that discipline could give me a euphoric feeling. I used to think it was motivation. You can hype yourself up, but motivation will not make you euphoric. It usually leads to being down, because there's something called toxic positivity as well. Again, I learned this about 2 years ago. And I remember, I'm a happy person, always positive. And I remember people, saying, what's your personality like? Or if I was dating, guys would say, what's your personality like? I said, I'm a happy person, positive vibes only. And then I was able to see myself from afar thinking, maybe I've got, or I did have, a bit of toxic positivity, which is too hyped up, too motivated, too positive, And here's an example. Have you ever been on the sofa after a busy day at work and you've crashed out on the sofa? You've probably got to eat and you don't feel like cooking and you're like, oh my God. And you turn the TV on and all of a sudden one of these like very positive, high energy, upbeat commercials come on, or even a TV show which is really hyped up. And then you're just like, no, not now. So that sometimes is toxic positivity having an effect on you. And if you ever feel like that about yourself, it's okay. So I thought, oh, you know what? Maybe I'm just too positive, happy, bouncy. Because a lot of people that I come into contact with have got a pessimistic nature. Like some of my best friends used to. Now they're a bit more positive because I think I've had a good influence on them. But generally speaking, I find pessimistic people make me down. So I can't be around certain friends for too long. I just can't. Or I might see them once or twice a month or even once a week. But after a while, I'm like, yeah, time to go home, because I need the positive energy. But also, I think maybe that's what other people look at me and think, she's too positive to be around. Because, it's not like misery likes company. I'm not saying that. That's true. But if you're too much, too exaggerated, it's very draining. So save your energy. Be positive, but not overly positive. This is what I've learned in 2024, a recap. And now we're in January 2025. I'm like, yes, I've got a very clear vision, a much clearer vision about everything and my mindset. It's all about the mindset before putting things into practice. So the gym, I write everything down. I always have done. I've got photographic memory. Sometimes I write it on my iPhone, but now I've just got my diary and I write it down because I'm doing journaling as well. We'll talk about that in a bit. Journaling and manifesting. So I've touched upon positivity, toxic positivity, and motivation and discipline. The next thing that I want to talk about is journaling and writing down your goals for each day, each week, each month for 2025. So I've written down all my New Year's resolutions and all of my goals for 2025, which are the fitness, to be bikini athlete in training, as I like to refer to it, set my standard high so that I can get psyched up and not miss a workout. And if I do, then do a double or triple workout on the next day and make sure I get those workouts in no matter what, with my discipline rather than motivation. Journaling. Yes, it's true that you can manifest your future. You know what? Writing it down isn't enough. You've really got to think it, feel it, believe it, and become it. Do you remember, for those of you who followed my Human Barbie Life in Plastic is Fantastic journey, right? For those of you who have followed my journey as the Human Barbie, do you remember the interviews where I go, think it, feel it, believe it, and you are it? Well, I do believe that you have to resonate the energy. It's not about writing it down. Yeah, you want your angels, you want the universe to see what you want and be specific about what you want, but you have to tell yourself what you want first. And the specifics for manifestation, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, know what you want and know how to ask for it. And when you know what you want, write it down, but tattoo it on your brain. Feel it resonate energetically through your body, because even when you're not thinking of it, you're still resonating that energy. And this is what manifestation is. This is the vibe that you need 24/7, even in your sleep. So for example, when I said, think it, feel it, believe it, and you are it, I am Barbie, people are like, what? What's she talking about? But since the Barbie movies come out and Barbie chooses to become a human Barbie at the end, yay! People understand my message that I've been saying for the last 6 or 7 years a lot better than they did before. So think it, feel it, believe it, and you become it. It's about channeling the energy to see yourself in that position that you want to be in. Say, for example, you're training in the gym and you say, I'll give myself 3 months to sculpt my body, lose weight and get a bit of muscle, or just get lean. You've got to see yourself there first before you do it. And I always do a vision board in my head. Like I'm looking in my office, in my home studio at my champion trophy. I just posted it on Instagram recently with all my medals. From 2013, for about 5 years, I competed in about 11 shows on stage as a bikini athlete, and I won 1 trophy. And I have all of the rest medals, the participation medals that you get as a competitive bikini athlete. But why did I compete, even though I only won 1 show? Because it's the taking part. It's the lifestyle, the fitness lifestyle that I was doing, that I bought into. It was away from the cameras, not just in front of the cameras. So people are like, oh my God, you didn't win another show. I only won 1 show, right? First place once. I'm like, yeah, because when the cameras are not watching, I'm doing it anyway, because that's my frequency, that's my vibe. And as a result of that mindset, I think it, feel it, believe it, and I become it. So, you're not always going to win. There's always going to be someone working harder than you, training harder than you, looking better than you, speaking better than you, thinking better than you. But at the end of the day, you've got to set your standards high for yourself. And you look in the mirror and you are your competition. Look in the mirror, you're the competition, not other people. Of course, you've got to look around you, but I say check the rear view mirror, but don't turn your head or you crash. So that's another thing. Drive the car, check your wing mirror, your rear view mirror, move your eyes, but don't move your head and look back. And that's the kind of blinkered horse-like vision that I've got, like a racehorse. I've got blinkers on and I don't ever look back. I look back only to see how far I've come, but I don't turn my head to look back. I keep moving forward. And sometimes it's the lack of motivation that gets you where you want to go, because discipline jumps in and takes over when you're not motivated. And the discipline is what gets those steps moving forward. You keep taking the steps to your goals and reaching your success goals. So that's what I'm focused on in January 2025. Discipline rather than motivation, and conquering the lack of motivation, replacing it with discipline, and then having the euphoria when you feel the discipline is like, wow, this really works. How often have you been to the gym where you're motivated and then 10 minutes into the gym, you really would just want to go home? Yep, I've done that as well. So discipline will kick in. Focus on the discipline, not the motivation, and don't go on a guilt trip. Don't feel guilty if you're not motivated. It's quite normal. We are human. And obviously I have the asset of being an athlete rather than just a regular person who's trying to get into fitness. There is a difference because it depends on your background. If you're trained, and I think Ashley Coltwasser said, there are athletes competing who say, yeah, I'll do that, but they weren't even a high school athlete. Ashley Coltwasser was a high school athlete, in her teens, and so was I. So we know what it's like to have a coach and be disciplined, training every day, competing at the weekends. In high school, we carry that forward into our adult years. But if you approach being a competitive bikini athlete in your 20s or 30s without being a high school athlete, your focus is going to be very different just to ex-athletes like myself. And obviously Ashley Cotwas is an ex-athlete as well. She used to do a track, I think. She was a track athlete and I was a track athlete, and I used to run cross country and run for Team Great Britain. So when you're an adult athlete, you kind of have the mindset anyway, but you can learn to be like us. Do you know what I mean? So you can learn to have the mindset of an athlete. Easy. I've seen people do it. I've got friends who are actors and they're like, look like fitness models. I'm like, wow, were you a high school athlete? No, I just did it because I needed to lose weight. I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. And my friend Stevie, he's got a body transformation. He looks like a fitness model. He looks amazing. I said, you're stage ready. You look amazing. And you know what? He's doing it and he's in his early 40s. And I think that the playing fields are even, so anyone can access fitness and the bikini athlete world or the gym world. Everybody and anyone can access it, but your mindset is going to be the starting point is going to be different to people who have been athletes all their life. So that's all I'm going to talk about in today's podcast, guys, because I'm going to go and have an early night. Guys, I just want to say thank you for listening to the Parody Podcast show. This one's a short one, so I just want to always say, keep your mindset focused on the drive and determination and discipline, the DDD, rather than the motivation. And I love you guys. Thank you for following my journey as the Human Barbie, and thank you for following my fitness journey. And in closing, I just want to say my weight today is 52.4 kilos, and I am going to get it down to about 52 kilos and maintain my body weight there for the rest of January. In the next podcast, I'm going to talk about my training in more detail, and I've got a photo shoot coming up as well. So guys, thank you for watching the Parody Podcast show hosted by me, Rachel Evans, aka the Human Barbie, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye guys.